bad, and just all my windows, everything came through. My door, like bricks out of my wall came through. It was really bad. And it just sounded like a giant explosion, but I heard like 3 kind of different explosions. So I don't really know if it was like one full one or what, but that's what it sounded like.
What happened to your apartment?
It's completely destroyed. Everything's broken, like glass everywhere. Everyone's apartment, the doors were all broken through. So it's kind of crazy.
So at some point, like, you were in there when the explosion happened. So did you, like, see all that? Did you have to hide for cover?
No. Well, I saw it all. Luckily, like, I just moved my bed away from the window. So, like, the window fell on my, like, because the whole paint, everything came out. So it all fell on my bed, but, like, barely. So that was that. And then I kind of just was like, all right, I'm going to get out of here. Like, some people were staying, but it was really, really smoky. I thought my apartment was on fire. So then I just went down the stairs, and the door was broken for that, too. And, like, part of the stairwell and everything, but I was just like, I'm out of here, so yeah.
What did you grab?
I just grabbed my purse, my dog, and boots. Didn't have much to grab in much time. 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 Much to grab in much time.
It looks like a war zone in your apartment.
It's really bad. Everything's destroyed.
Yeah, I mean, needless to say, terrifying.
Tariff blockaded his front door to the apartment because it wasn't just like it was a round of shots and it was done. It was a round, and then minutes go by, another round, and you're like, did we really just hear that? And then 15 minutes later, and another round again. And at that point, your mind is now thinking, and I'm thinking the shots are in the building. I don't know if they were or not. I don't know. But all I know is that at that moment, I thought that they were. And I was like, I'm going to have to fight my way, jump. I didn't know what I was going to do. Literally.
It's such a bit like Broadway, I mean, busy area typically. I mean, not necessarily at this time of day on Christmas, but I mean, this is a popular area in Nashville.
Yeah, well, what I was really concerned about was the fact that it is a really, really busy area, but also it was an hour that you shouldn't be hearing stuff like that. I mean, 5 o'clock a.m. is kind of what you would call kind of downtime. So I was really concerned. I still don't know what's going on. Don't know when I'm going to get back in my house. Merry Christmas. I mean, 5 o'clock a.m. is kind of what you would call kind of downtime. So I was really concerned. I still don't know what's going on. Don't know when I'm going to get back in my house. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Did you talk?
Merry Christmas.
And then there is the aftermath. It's just absolutely chilling. It's like it is like something you'd see out of a movie, like something you'd see out of a movie, like something you'd see out of a movie, like something you'd see out of a movie. And it's happened on Christmas Day in downtown Nashville.
Hamburg! 5:30 this morning that you were awakened, and walk me through it, to the sound of gunshots initially.
Exactly. Between 5 and 5:30 a.m., we heard very loud gunshots, repetitive, like 5 to 6 shots. I'm not sure, but very loud, and that woke us up. But we only heard it for a minute, and we just thought maybe, you don't know. You live downtown, you hear things. We've been living there for 15 years. Well, about 5 minutes later, we heard it again. And then I realized, and it was in the same place right outside of our window, basically on the street. So I called 911 for the first time at 5:32 this morning.
No, just keep it rolling, keep it rolling. Just read it off the dummy cards.
So I called 911 for the first time at 5:32 this morning, was my 911 call, to say that I had heard gunshots. Well, then I went downstairs. We have a 2-level apartment, and I looked out the shades of my window, which I was a little bit afraid to raise because of the gunshots were so close. And I saw an RV directly out front across the street. And I began to hear a broadcast from, like a recording coming from the RV. And it was saying, this vehicle has a bomb. If you can hear this message, you need to evacuate. And all that was happening. And it was still, that went on for about 30 minutes. And then the RV message changed and said you have 15 minutes to evacuate. And then we heard 14 minutes. Well, I went downstairs and I looked out on the sidewalk and I saw that police were at both ends. By the way, I did see a police officer earlier between 5:30 and 6 a.m. walk around the RV.
Okay,
and
so
911 told me that police had responded.
So they had responded, and we'll take it from there then. So what you're saying you heard at some point, and maybe this was something law enforcement had already been alerted to, was some kind of an announcement coming from the RV. I think you mentioned to me, did you not, it sounded recorded, a male voice, but you never saw any individual inside the RV.
No, I couldn't see inside the RV. It was parked facing in an opposite direction, so I never saw the windshield. And, you know, I was listening to something that I think you guys just played on the news, and now I'm not as positive it was a male voice, but it was definitely a recorded voice. And, you know, I was listening to something that I think you guys just played on the news, and now I'm not as positive it was a male voice, but it was definitely a recorded voice.
A recorded voice, okay.
Consistent, saying, you know, evacuate this area. This vehicle is a bomb.
And,
I mean, it has a bomb. And then it started the countdown. And the last count we heard was 8 minutes. And we were in our cars driving across the river. But then it didn't go off until sometime after that.
Okay, so yeah, do you think you made it across, you went over to Nissan Stadium, maybe in the parking area there, the countdown?
And watched our building, and we were looking right at our building, and we knew we couldn't hear the countdown at that point, but we knew from the time that we left, 20 minutes had passed, and there hadn't been an explosion, so we started driving back. We came back across KVD Bridge, and we're going to turn down 2nd Avenue. In fact, we made it almost down. We were on 2nd Avenue. Headed towards Broadway, but not quite to Broadway, and that's when we saw the explosion.
So at that point, you thought, hey, this may have been some type of hoax. So at that point, you thought, hey, this may have been some type of hoax.
And the truth shall set you free! And make sure that, this is the only explosion that's going to happen in Nashville today. The dramatic thing, if you were closer, is the broken water mains do lend a certain drama to the scene, for sure. So all that, it's a hard thing, but that's why I'm feeling calm. Well, we are in a famous place, and. The dramatic thing, if you were closer, is the broken water mains do lend a certain drama to the scene, for sure. So all that, it's a hard thing, but that's why I'm feeling calm. Well, we are in a famous place, and. Well, we are in a famous place, and.
Last night at 6 o'clock, he was at SeaWorld, and I was just giving him some information.
Okay.
Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Did you talk?
Merry Christmas.